Oklahoma gets a massive SEC road win, beating Tennessee 33-27. That defensive score by R. Mason Thomas was the game. If not for that, Oklahoma loses. They still cover, but they lose. However, winning the turnover battle, winning the rushing battle, destroying Tennessee in the lines of scrimmage, and knocking them out of the college football playoff has to be satisfying for Venables after Tennessee really tried their hardest to rub it into Oklahoma last season. That's a huge win. It's a program win for Oklahoma. And it's a must-win bounce-back spot after that unexpected Ole Miss loss. This channel will make you a college football expert and help you enjoy watching games and make more accurate predictions. So what are you waiting for? Like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, comment your thoughts, and watch the video all the way through so that you can get the full package. And check the description and pinned comment for more ways to help yourself and this channel. So I am, over the last 2 Oklahoma games, 0-2. I correctly predicted Texas would beat them, but I thought they'd beat Ole Miss, and they did not. Ole Miss should have won that game by more. I thought that Tennessee, being at home, would win this game, and while they did outgain Oklahoma, and if you take one of those turnovers away, they probably do win, or maybe it's a loss that's by less than 6. They lost. Tennessee did at home, and they're out of the playoffs now. Even if they win out, because they lost to Alabama and Georgia and Oklahoma, and they don't really have anyone else on their schedule, their season is done. They're not getting in at 9-3. At this point, you're trying to win out for pride and to build for the future. That's what you're trying to do if you're Tennessee here. They outgained Oklahoma by over 100 yards. They were able to get Oklahoma's secondary, as Ole Miss did, as Texas did, but they could not run the ball. And Heupel's offense is a run-first offense, and not being able to, not just not being able to run the ball, but also failing to protect your quarterback really puts you in a precarious position where Aguilar's under pressure, so he throws 2 interceptions. The running backs are only averaging like under 3 yards per carry, around 2.9 yards per carry. So it with that happening, obvious passing downs. Aguilar to throw it 45 times, and Joey Aguilar is not a quarterback who can win games throwing it like 40 to 50 times. That you're going to get, like against Georgia, 2 turnovers. Against Mississippi State, 40 times, 2 turnovers. Against Alabama, 44 times, 1 turnover, 1 interception. Took 4 sacks in that game too. And here against Oklahoma, 2 interceptions. When he throws it for more than 35 times, you begin to get turnovers. You begin to have Aguilar throw it to the other team instead of his team. And for the Sooners, they were able to exploit a Tennessee defensive line that just isn't as deep or strong as it was last year. Xavier Robinson had a 43-yard run. John Mateer had a 22-yard run. Mateer had a touchdown. Robinson had a touchdown. Mateer didn't throw for a touchdown, but he had a rushing touchdown. And it was just a really good game by an Oklahoma team that needed a win. 4 sacks, 4 additional TFLs on top of that. They were the better team. They are the better team. And look, they dominated the lines of scrimmage, and when you do that in the SEC, when you do that anywhere, you usually win the game. For the losing team, Tennessee, you get a bye, and then you'll beat New Mexico. And as for playing Florida and then hosting, it should say hosting Vanderbilt, not playing at Vanderbilt. You're not guaranteed any of those wins. Like, you could finish 7-5. You'll beat New Mexico, but Florida on the road, you'll probably lose that game given the history and the caliber of roster Florida has if they haven't quit by then. Vanderbilt at home. Vanderbilt's going to be fighting for a playoff spot. Their playoff hopes are alive. Yours are dead. It doesn't matter that it's in Neyland. Like, the game they play, running the ball and stopping the run, they match up perfectly with you. Not a guaranteed win. So this team very well could fall out of the top 25 at the end of the year. They could go 7-5. certainly could go 8-4. 8-4, I think, is likely here. I in fact do not think they will go 9-3 with those final 2 games. So yeah, I think that this was a needed win for Tennessee, and you just couldn't get it done. You were beat at the lines of scrimmage. You had the inferior quarterback, a quarterback who is a fit for Heupel's system in some ways, yes, but Mateer gives multiple angles to attack, and they were able to, run the ball, keep ahead. They matched you in time of possession, and that turnover was huge. That was a huge turnover, and that was due to the pass rush. So when you lose the turnover battle like that, and you take that many sacks, you're usually going to lose games, and that's what happened. For Oklahoma, their hopes are technically in front of them. And with their schedule, beating a Michigan team who only has 2 losses, beating a Tennessee team who will finish with a winning record, Missouri will finish probably with a winning record, LSU probably will too. If they go 9-3, they'll be in that playoff conversation. I don't know if they'll make it. I don't think they will. I don't, because the Auburn win doesn't look super impressive. Alabama will probably beat them, but at least they get a bye to prepare for that. But 9-3 for OU would be a successful season. I think they could get in the playoffs at 9-3. And look, they're not a top 10 team, but top 15, top 20. Yeah, they're good. They might even be great. They're not elite, but this is a team that is going to fight for a playoff appearance. And if they get that, then that is going to be a huge win for Brent Venables. And I think because of this win, regardless of what happens for the rest of the year, he's going to be in Norman in 2026 and have an opportunity to continue to build his program with his identity. It's a game that was going to knock the loser out of the playoffs and keep the winner's hopes alive. The team with hope, the winner of the game, was Oklahoma in a close contest. And as for Tennessee, they're going to go home, and now they're going to start focusing on 2026 and the road ahead. Thank you for watching. It's my mission on College Football with Sam to make you the most informed, knowledgeable, and entertained fan as possible. We aren't perfect, but we hit the nail on the head more often than we hit our thumb with the hammer. Make sure to like, subscribe, ring the notification bell, comment, and if you're here, you've probably already watched the whole video. So thank you for doing those things.